Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
All right,
remaining.
all right. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the stream. BTS3, I think, is what we're on. I'm Zyori, he's Merlini.
It's been a while.
It sure has, dude. Are you pumped up? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you feeling meme-tastic
This
today?
is a step up from our old Star Ladder NA cast.
Yeah, just a little bit, dude. We're casting the big wigs now. So here we go. This is Fantastic.Five versus FlipSid. We see these teams now. We're in heat number 3, number 4, something like that. Somebody moved my journal. I don't have my notes in front of me, but Fantastic.Five, they've been looking pretty good here, Merlini. The CIS stack.
Do you like these guys? The way they play?
I was gonna say, as individuals or as players?
Both, or as a team?
They're okay. I mean, I haven't watched too much of them leading up to this event, I'll be perfectly honest. I think they did come out of the second open qualifier, right? Secret was in the first one, they were number 2. RMN is the only one I don't know that well. Everyone else I feel like is kind of a tried and true pro to some degree. So I don't see any reason why this team shouldn't be able to shine.
RMN's the oldest guy that I know.
Really?
He's been playing Dota 1 forever. He's a German guy.
Okay.
He always plays in those like random German stacks. I think he played with Black at one point.
Random German stacks? Have there been a lot of those?
Yeah.
Like what?
They call it like, there's like the Finn stack that people always talk about. There's just, constant stream of Finnish players rotating in and out. The Germans, like Fada, Armen. There's a few more. Kuro, so on and so forth.
That's about it. That's all I've got.
Koikva.
Oh yeah, I always think of him as Danish because he hangs out with Cinderin, but he's German.
There's Black, there's Paz.
Okay, yeah, there's more German players than I was giving him credit for. Can you name any pro-Italian players?
No.
No? Okay, me neither. I still haven't found any.
I could guess a name.
Yeah, what are we casting Chicken MC, man? Where's my man at?
I play with him, and we lost. Okay, anyways, back to these.
Alright, so what do we got? First pick, Elder Titan, Earth Spirit, Slardar, the opener here for Fantastic.Five.
FlipSid, let's see. Interesting. Lion first phase. I haven't seen that in a while. I thought that more often than not, people like Elder Titan plus Phoenix or Elder Titan plus Faceless Void. It's a little bit more synergy. Although now that Secret kind of just picks Elder Titan with everyone, it doesn't really matter what you pick it with.
Are you feeling the Elder Titan love? Do you think he's like first pick material right now?
If you have a good Elder Titan player and your teamwork is really good, then yeah. If you have a bunch of high-skilled individual players, then no.
It seems like only some teams are embracing the Elder Titan, but the teams that are all about the Elder Titan. He's either ignored or first picked. It's weird to see a hero like that.
He's pretty good. He can do a lot of things. He's kind of like he's stronger version of Bounty Hunter, I think, in the sense that he can roam. So I kind of view him as a replacement for that in the early game. Like you run around with boots, you staple people, you can interrupt the stacks or jungling, you can gank the mid lane a little bit, although you're in full vision. And then later on, he is a lot better because of the stopping of the team fight, saving people.
Yeah, he can delay Roshan.
Yeah.
You can land his
That is
ultimate.
one of the biggest things, I think, is actually just getting Vision inside the Roach Pit and stopping them. If you get stomped inside the Roach Pit and it's a close game in terms of net worth, like, you will get destroyed.
I don't think there's any other hero that can, like, there are a lot of scenarios where a team will get 2 pickoffs in the mid game and head right to the Roach Pit. He's one of few heroes that can just delay that until your team is actually respawned and then contest Roach. Just keep putting them to sleep,
Batrider kind of, but you have to use like Firefly, which is 40-second cooldown.
And you have to kind of like get in harm's way. He
Yeah.
can sit pretty damn far back, especially if he's gone for that like race car build where you get the Yule Scepter, the drums. That spirit moves pretty fast. You can sit pretty far away.
It does. So neither of these teams embrace the Riki,
No.
which is a little interesting, especially because Lifestealer was still in. They could have done the Riki
We
Lifestealer.
saw Empire play a little Riki earlier, and it did not go so well. They actually lost to Virtus Pro when they were playing Riki.
I don't think a lot of teams have experimented with it. Like Riki is only for teams that have, I think, scrimmed a decent amount with it because he's a much different flavor than Bounty Hunter because you need like some sort of synergy. I think easy mode is like Darkseer plus Riki because you can just vacuum them into the
You just put the ion shell on and then run around. It's like Radiance Riki. You just have to stand there.
It is. The team fight's much better though.
Yeah.
Like that's a
Yeah.
thing that
I mean, Bounty Hunter has that natural recovery. You know, he can always fall behind early on, hit level 6, and then you will at least find some farm with track gold, unless your team is just completely crumbling. With Riki, you can just be useless the entire game if you don't have a good start and then don't have a way to transition into the big game.
I think it's a little bit different than that because teams just 5-man all the time now. So Bounty Hunter is much less useful than Riki. I'd rather have a Riki on my team.
Really?
Personally. Yeah.
Okay.
Nowadays.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That
Alright.
AoE smoke cloud, man. TB banned out by Fantastic.Five. While you were sleeping, we were watching Terrorblade just win games, dude. He has been like the pick of this tournament so far.
He wins against Slardar. He's actually unaffected by Amplify. It's crazy to think that a hero does not take that much physical damage during Amplify, but he is like one of the few.
Like just because his armor is so
His
ridiculously high.
armor is ridiculously high.
10 starting armor, so he already starts off even with amp damage.
Yeah, and then you build a lot of agility.
Yeah.
You build like Treads, Dragon Lance. That's already like 3 armor right there. I think by the time he gets amp up, he has around like high teens in armor.
Wow. You're right, actually. That's pretty ridiculous.
And then they have Aquila too. It's crazy. I didn't believe it. I was like, what? There's no way you could tank amplify damage.
Terrorblade
He can
is
tank
the,
amplify. He's
the one guy.
I think he's
hero.
the one guy that can tank it.
Okay. All right, I could see that. We've also seen the power of the Elder Titan against the TB. Just get rid of all of that armor that we're talking about. Pretty obvious counter there, but it is pretty effective.
Mm-hmm.
So Lifestealer and Dazzle, the 3rd and 4th bands here from FlipSid. You know, this I want to ask you about this format because I know how much you love best of ones, and I have to admit, best of ones growing on me, man.
They're spicy.
They really
especially
are.
when you have this many teams, you just like
Yeah.
best of ones are where it's at.
No, sometimes like the BO2 formats, the BO3 formats early on are a little bit pedantic, and it's weird to think that teams are going to qualify for the international just by winning best of ones.
Pedantic? I don't think you used that word correctly.
Pedantic? Isn't it pedantic kind of like almost tedious, kind of like
I
it's
think-
overbearing, like a lot of nitpicky kind of?
I'm not exactly sure. I will double check.
Let's see, what does pedantic mean?
It means of or like a pedant. Thank you. Overly concerned with minute details or formalisms, especially in teaching. Okay.
Oh, it's maybe a creative usage, but
Yeah.
not that far off.
It is a little bit tedious. It's like it loses a lot of excitement in game number 2, especially like, oh, you guys just won with Terrorblade. Okay, I will ban Terrorblade.
Yeah.
And then
Well, there was a window where I thought the 2-game series model was the shit. Like, that was it. And I don't know. Sometimes BO2s, they're a little bit anticlimactic. A best of 1, it's all on the line in one game. Best of 3, you have a clear winner. 2-game series, it splits 1-1. You're just like, great. They both won with Terrorblade in one game. I don't know who's better.
yeah.
That happens sometimes.
It's also a lot better when Dire and Radiant and first pick and second pick are a lot more balanced, which I think it's gotten pretty close to.
Okay, you think this is the best it's been in a while?
It's certainly better than it was when like
I haven't
Secret
looked
was
at the numbers.
dominating with Radiant. I think Dire has a fairly, I think it's more win rate than Radiant, but like teams are actually learning how to draft around Radiant and Dire, which is kind of cool. Anyways, back
What do we
to
got here? Oracle DP for Fantastic.Five.
and flip side, they do have the FV, some mass team fight coming out. I don't know if they have enough protection for this little DP.
Well, Oracle's a good start. Yeah, they've got kind of an interesting mix of survivability and aggression. I'm not really seeing the synergy across this Fantastic.Five lineup. Obviously, there's minus armor from Slardar. That bodes okay with the DP ult, but it pretty much just got Slardar's stun.
But Earth Spirit and Death Prophet is like one of the strongest mid lanes currently in the game.
Tinker.
Definitely hard to deal with. And wow, they take a Tinker.
Oh.
Okay. Who's
Have
their
fun
Tinker
pushing
player?
into
Is
that.
that TMW? Tinker? Who plays Tinker over there?
We can check.
Is it Metpum? I'm even forgetting their positions
10
now.
seconds remaining. 5 seconds
I think
remaining.
it is TMW.
Yeah, Tame My Wild. That would have been my guess. I haven't seen TMW too much recently.
No, I haven't.
Seconds remaining.
We have really not seen much Tinker so far this tournament. We did see it banned a couple of times, but are they going to do like Kunkka Tinker? NA style?
Nah, they don't need to. All they need to do is just delay Fantastic.Five, because Death Prophet and Slaughter, they skill like okay, and then as long as like FlipSid have this, like this is like unstoppable team fight.
Yeah.
They haven't, like, if Faceless Void gets BKB, he doesn't even need BKB this game. If he gets a Blink Dagger, he should always be able to initiate on Fantastic.Five. Elder Titan follow-up with Tinker, with the Aether Lens, Rocket build, he will just maul them down.
So do you think this is likely off-lane Void and they're looking for a safe lane carry with their last pick now?
Probably, I would prefer a fighter for them.
Yeah.
You know, like Gyro, let's say.
I think just using Void as your initiator, prioritize a Blink Dagger on him. Like Blink Vlads would definitely be good this game.
That would be good. That's my preferred method. What else do they have? They've picked Sven a couple times. Sven's pretty good versus Slardar, Death Prophet if you need even more armor.
They could Ember Spirit this.
Ember Spirit's, I think, too risky.
Okay.
I think they don't have any defensive supports for him, and there's not that much synergy with Void. I think Sven doesn't have the greatest synergy with Void, but like if you can outlast the fights easily. I think with ET plus like Warcry.
Let's see a Medusa, man. I'm high on the Medusa train right now. I think she's a little bit underrated. I think not enough teams are playing her.
Alright, she's not bad. People like her with the egg. I think it's...
Yeah, dude. Oh, that combo is nasty. That one's really good. It's just that like she can come online a lot earlier than people give her credit for. The snake build is ridiculous. Like level 7, level 8, she actually does pretty serious damage for that thing. Pure damage hurts, dude.
Yeah, she's just like immobile.
She is slow. That's definitely true.
She is slow. She has no...
Phase Yasha, baby.
Phase Yasha, yeah.
They make boots for that.
They do make boots for that.
Oh, they take a mobility choice here. They go with the Slark. Not the most synergy with the Void, but an annoying hero. Should be able to chew on this Earth Spirit.
It's good for vision.
Whoa, okay. Well, counter to the Tinker. What are you thinking about Spectre right now, Merlini? Because I was just Annie suggested a Tinker pick, or pardon me, a Spectre pick in the last game. I was like, yeah, I don't know.
It's going back on people.
Okay.
Because people have that, okay, Spectre got nerfed, she's useless, and then they're like, oh wait, she still is kind of useful.
I just remember the quote from Podcat that hero is not playable right now. It's like, damn, okay, she's that bad. That's bold.
We got knocked out of open qualifiers by Spectre,
well,
so it can't be that bad.
What round did you guys make it to?
Round of 8 the first time, and 128 the second time.
128?
128.
Wow, was that the Spectre game?
That
was
was
the
the Spectre game.
Level 1 Roche? What was the deal, man?
We just got crushed.
Well, Spectre is no doubt really good against Tinker. And the notorious mobile hero, even Void Blink Dagger, having just an ult that's global and does some damage, stops the Blink Daggers, can come in handy for sure. I do like this FlipSid draft a little bit more, if I had to pick one. I think it just is a little bit easier to execute. Good chronos, and they should have a pretty easy game for Fantastic.Five. These team fights are going to be a little bit rocky.
Yeah, Fantastic.Five has like a much more difficult lineup to execute, because they have to protect the Death Prophet, and there's like so much stuff to protect her from. This game, Spectre is going to take a fair amount of time to get online, and I don't foresee them having the best Roshan control in the early game, at least, with the Spectre. Alright, Andrew has left me for just a second, so I will be taking over.
10 seconds remaining.
Wow, what is this new predictions thing? Have you done these new predictions, Andrew?
Not yet.
Okay, well, we want to do these predictions really quickly.
Alright, how does it work actually? I was like,
I don't know, but we're gonna do this. Player with highest total magic or pure damage done to heroes by 25 minutes.
magic or pure? Tinker?
Tinker has BOTs that are in the fight that often. If it were in the game, I would totally pick him. Be Death Prophet.
Heroes. No, but it says magic or Pure, she's physical. Well, maybe that.
Spirit Siphon and Crypt Swarm.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm gonna stick with Tinker.
Okay, I will go with Earth.
So I think we're gambling against each other, right? That's
I'll
the
go
whole
with
thing?
Earth Spirit.
Okay.
I'm down with Earth Spirit.
Highest net worth by 10 minutes.
That would be Slark for me, for sure.
I was gonna say Spectre, but yeah, I gotta go with Slark, I think.
High total magic or pure damage on the heroes at the end of the game. That is the easiest Tinker pick of my life. Team with the first Barracks kill.
Ooh.
Ooh.
30
I'm gonna go
seconds
flip
to
side.
battle.
I will also go for... I'm going for a Fantastic.Five. They have Death Prophet, dude. Actually, I think FlipSide has a better lineup, though.
Yeah, that was the angle that I was thinking.
I'm going with Fantastic.Five. I'm just going with the heroes.
Alright.
Actually, I'm going with FlipSide. FlipSide just seems better to me.
We got a flip-flopper.
Yep. I was just trying to play true to my FlipSide name.
Alright. So here we go. Yeah, the predictions are kind of cool, but they pop up constantly. It'll alert you anytime that you move into the lead or your enemy moves into the lead, so be prepared for that. Alright, so anything crazy in these lanes looks fairly straightforward. Off lane Void for Flipside, and they'll just go ahead and put the Tinker mid with their safe lane Slark. Pretty standard stuff there. And for the Fantastic.Five, by the way, slap me if I say Fnatic.Five, because I've already said that at least 3 times
You
today.
have said Fnatic.Five?
Fnatic.Five. It's just who says fantastic? It's a weird word. Any word that goes I just fill in Fnatic. It's old habits die hard. What do you want?
I want you to say F5.
I want you to stop saying niche, damn it, it's niche.
I stopped saying niche.
I thought about that today when I said niche on the stream. It was bad.
No, that's good that
I thought about it at
realized.
least. So Tinker versus DP. Obviously, with the Earth Spirit roaming in, probably DP favored. But is this matchup kind of a wash, or does DP just have an edge regardless?
I think DP has an edge regardless because DP has kill potential always on Tinker. And then even if a lion comes, they cannot kill Death Prophet, so Death Prophet can play like as aggressively as she wants.
Yeah, Void, not really farming much, but able to hop back.
Tinker's owning her though.
Pasha, he gets stunned up, he'll be okay. Both offlaners really struggling here.
Ooh, not opting for a Quelling Blade or Iron Talon, I like it.
On the
On
Void?
Slardar.
Oh, on Slardar. Okay, the man build.
The man build.
Mango and a shield?
Mm-hmm.
That's one way to meet a lady.
Man score already level 2. Shotslow, he kind of committed. He's like, I kind of want an Iron Talon. And now he regrets. He's like, man, I wish I had an Iron Talon right now.
Yeah, this is tough, man. Void can jungle with an Iron Talon pretty fast as well, right? It's not bad for him. The Time Walk helps out. He gets the Bounty Rune. That's a nice little victory there.
That's his Iron Talon right there.
All right.
All right.
Good stuff for Shotslow. Or is it? Fortune's End, rolling boulder forward.
Can't deal with that. Can't deal with the bash. Oh, Spectre is getting a lot though. I'm not feeling too great about my Spectre thing right now.
Yeah, Illidan's just free farming away. He's farming better than this Slark somehow. I guess the Slardar's been a little more pesky. Pasha gonna rotate in. This could be rocky though. Pounce connects. Fan score nearby. This is actually gonna be a first blood. The Spirit comes out. Echo Stomp. Falls short, and it looks like Pasha will be able to slither his way back to the tree line. 30 HP to spare. The close call, but the Fish Boy does live.
I did not like that play from Vanscore. I think he could have cornered him with the Spirit. Like, there's so much area that you can cover with their Spirit and yourself, and he was just way too close to him. At the end of the day, though, not that big of a deal. For Flipside, he had Arcane Ring too. It's like, what are you worried about, bro?
Yeah, still pushes back the Slardar. I think the Void can recover a little bit more. He really just wants level 6. Slardar, he's going to need some farm at some point. I mean, how do you start to recover when you're at this point on the Slardar?
You know my answer.
It's Iron Talon.
It is, but he is going for the man build, the Windlace.
Dude, he wants the movement speed. Look at this guy.
This is nice.
Is it?
I do like seeing offlaners try and contest the lane, because then the supports can't mess with the mid.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of lane sacking in the off lane so far today. A lot of these European teams, anytime they pick up a Beastmaster, it's like they show themselves in the lane, they get poked once, they're like, all right, I'm going to the jungle, this is too much, I didn't sign up for this. And they just jungle at level 1. They try for about half a second. Look at Pasha, man, he's just going to slither his way through the mid lane. Not even gonna drop a stun or anything, just kind of playing Ring Around the Rosie.
Just letting him know he's there.
I like that every time she uses a Crypt Swarm and then he lasers, it just goes back and forth who's doing more magic damage. We get the pop-ups. We might have picked the worst to avoid pop-ups. Shotchlo, he's gonna have a time walk in 15 seconds. Iron Man kind of bumps into him here. Boulder across. This could be your first blood. Shotchlo. Oh, daddy, he walks too far to the mid lane, and BZZ gets himself a freebie. 300 gold going the way of the Death Prophet.
Okay, he's bought the Iron Talon. I was wondering what was taking him so long. He finally got it. Probably didn't know that they had reserve reward up there, and really struggling in that level department.
This guy, yeah. Yeah, Time Walk's a get out of jail free card, but pretty long cooldown at level 1. 24 seconds. That's a long time to wait.
Alright, so let's see. Illidan's actually pretty high level. The supports on the top lane are doing a very good job. That was a missed roll by Yul. The supports are doing a really good job of getting him the space he needs. Earth Spirit hasn't really been in lane that much, and Oracle's constantly pulling and not taking away from his XP. You want him to be 6 ASAP, then you get a free kill in the mid lane with Spectre Haunt into Death Prophet Spirit Siphon. It should be almost guaranteed kill as long as the Elder Titan's not there. And you definitely want to slow down this Tinker. That's your main objective this game. Pasha.
Pasha, not again. Yol comes rolling on in, but it's not going to be enough to save the Slardar. And now the Earth Spirit's going to have to find a way to make it out of here. Sadoy going to continue to chase him down. No pounce for another 8 seconds, and now BZZ comes joining this party. Sadoy getting pretty low, but gets the kill on Yol. It will cost him his life. They'll trade 1 for 2, but DP gets credit for a solo kill on Slark. Even though it's a 1 for 2, not really too bad for Fnatic or Fantastic.Five.
Yeah, that's alright.
Damn it.
Why?
I don't know.
We're in the wrong region.
I started my day with the multicast, and we jumped around from Team Fnatic versus Fantastic.Five. I'll blame it on that. Damn multicast.
Curse you. So Illidan looks like he will be going for a Vanguard build. Vanguard, I think, is a little bit more justifiable now that it builds into Abyssal. However, I don't particularly like it too much versus FlipSid's lineup. It does allow him to dive the Tinker. Maybe I take that back.
Yeah, I mean, the HP alone is just great to be aggressive with those early haunts.
Yes, it is. They are level 6 on Spectre. This is the time.
Yeah, look, they've already got the ward down behind the tower. Like they're ready to bring it to this Tinker.
He is so done for.
They even need the haunt for this. Fortune's End. Well,
you always use it just to
get the. Oh wow, Illidan even gets credit for the kill. That's the dream right there.
They don't have the vision on the right side, so you're not like, unless you want to blow a skin right there, which isn't really necessary. You just commit to it. It's like, why not?
Yeah.
Because Spectre's just going to be sitting there anyways, and that's the kill that you want. If it were like a support, maybe you wouldn't, but if it's Tinker, you just do it.
Yeah. Gotcha. Well, now they're going to put some pressure onto this tower as well. Glyph comes out pretty early on, but BZZ already done about half HP to it, or half damage to it. This is a pretty darn good level 1 exorcism. See some DPs not even level it up at this level, or at this point in the game, but getting some value.
So now, flip side, they need a defender mid T1 until the next. They just have to be prepared for the Haunt Exorcism combo. It's around the same cooldown, and it's a very common maneuver. If you have a Spectre on your team, I don't think they were really keeping track of the Spectre's levels, but she didn't even have to haunt in. That's like that's the bad part. They just were not prepared at all to help out the Tinker. And now Fantastic.Five have also placed down deep wards, one in between the T1 and T2, and one to check out the mini stack that is the Wolf and Ogre camp right now. So like he can't feel safe doing this right now.
Yeah, I mean, this Earth Spirit is just all over him, ready to pounce. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Pasha again initiated on this Slardar. Feederino, 0-2 and 0. He is in Strug City. He does have some boots, but
people are always skeptical of carry players transitioning to off lane, just because the carry players tend to be greedier in general. That's why they play carry.
Right. And mid lane, is this just a freebie here for F5? Nice stun on 2, sets it up for the Tinker. They'll actually bring down the Earth Spirit first. Now BZZ hexed up. It's a 3-on-1. Soul Siphon keeping him up, and he'll actually survive 90 HP as he makes it back.
That is some value moon drops right there.
Yeah. How many charges did he have left? 1 or 2?
I think 3.
All 3 got used? Wow. It saved him, though.
Yeah, it did. Oof.
And the raindrop up on Illidan also. 4 charges.
Well, that gave Tinker a lot of gold, and he didn't even need to take out his stacks for that.
Yeah. 1,400, pretty close to the BOTs. Still, they got the tier 1 tower, though. Access point down. That is good news for Fantastic.Five for sure.
But still, they might have missed their window to delay the Tinker's BOTs. Like, ideally, you keep him in that, like, 1,000 to 1,500 gold phase, where he just chain feeds and can't find anywhere to farm, that he has no stacks left, but they are not going to be able to get to that point. Yeah, Illidan is going to be an issue. They don't have the damage to kill him right now. Slark is just nowhere near that farm. Not sure what Sadoy is saving up for at this point. And they are smoking, trying to kill the Tinker, but he already fed him a kill. He already took out the stacks. Too much time given for TMW. And Sadoy trying to pop out the smoke. He will pop the smoke.
Wow, that's perfect. He pops it and TP's home. Up top, Chronosphere onto Illidan. He's in a lot of trouble. It's a 4-on-1, no finger of death, but they won't even need it. Slark gets credit for that one.
That's such an important dodge by Slark. That's when you know the carry players are good. When they dodge the rotation and then you get the rotation. Because that's a very common trait, the safe laner for the safe laner. But if you can escape that, you'll usually end up getting the tower as well.
Okay, I see. Yeah?
It's a tricky timing though. I'm surprised no teams have blown their scans. I guess it's just too obvious as to what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, FlipSid starting to pull into the lead here. 1,500 net worth, about 2K experience. Now that they've slowed down the Spectre, Slark and Tinker, numbers 1 and 2 on the net worth. And
really, you know who's number 1?
Slark?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I say that one more time.
Is it the Slark? The offlaners are the big disparity, though. Void's finally starting to get some momentum. Like, that kill gets him on the map. That's a good first chrono. Slardar, well, this clunky bastard.
It's okay. They can do Roche. I'm not sure when they can do it, but they can do it pretty soon. He's not 6 yet.
Yeah.
They need this bottom T1 before they can do Roche.
I mean, maybe I'm just biased for the guy without a face, but I feel like Void just doesn't need as much. Like, it's okay that he struggled in this early game. They need him for the chrono. Like, Slardar, he's more than just a walking amp damage. At some point, he needs a blink dagger. You know, he needs items to initiate. Oh, he's in some trouble. That's going to be a 4-on-1 the other way. And good night to the Elder Titan. All right, well, they get a pick that goes the other way, but obviously Spectre for ET favoriting FlipSid there.
I got it. Prediction updated. Easy. Anyways, they're just different. Faceless Void is better he's just straight up better team fight because Chrono is king, but Slardar, he doesn't revolve around his ultimate cooldown, which I think is very important in the pace of the game that we talked about today, and he's just far better at taking down Roche. Like, it limits the window that you can contest Roche from like 25 seconds to like 12. So, yeah, you could view it like, oh yeah, you can just get back in the game by Chrono, but you can also just get back in the game by Roche, right?
Okay, all right, I like that.
That's what they're doing right now.
That is definitely an aspect of Slardar. When you put it into numbers like that of how quickly it changes it,
they have no way of contesting this now that you want.
It takes this from oh my god, how are you taking this risk at 10 minutes to, oh yeah, that was a pretty safe play. We'll trade you the tier 1 tower for first Roche, no problem.
Are they even going to trade the tier 1?
Probably not. They're not even going to make it to the tier 1 by the time Roche dies. Wow. So who gets the Aegis here? Does this go to DP?
Almost always Death Prophet. Yeah. She is your super squish monster. Even though she's not that great with the Aegis because Exorcism doesn't come back, she's still very high priority.
Look at this DP build. She's going to go for a Hood of Defiance, it looks like. Right? I mean, it makes sense against the Tinker, but I like this change of pace.
Yeah, I think it's pretty all any though. Like, you can't keep up your farm is a really big issue with this build. Yules, you get a lot of mana regen, you can spam out creeps, you can farm jungle, lanes, whatever. But with Hood, you have no mana sustain, and it's not like you're gonna always be around your supports to get arcane booted.
But aren't you super susceptible to the Tinker if you just go for that Yule's Scepter?
That's why you have Oracle, right?
That's true. Like, Oracle, on me, now. You just have her follow you around the whole game.
Yeah, that's what Oracles do.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, Slark with a Shadow Blade.
Yep, Yol, the one that gets initiated on, though. The Hexa started off. Sadoy rejoins the party. He gets silenced, but Yol dies almost immediately. Haunt from the Spectre. Tinker actually gets a kill on the Slardar as well. Illidan going in pretty deep on the Van score. FlipSid with a lot of resources nearby. Illidan's in pretty deep. BZZ does not have an ultimate. This is turning into a really awkward fight for F5. Sadoy gets low, but they find the kill on Spectre. It's a 3-0. Make it a 3-1 as they get a counter onto the Lion, but only a support down on the side of FlipSid. They'll be pretty happy with that one.
Indeed. And getting Spectre downs. Illidan is mega YOLO, man.
can't believe there was a moment where I thought that was an illusion or something. I couldn't believe how far in he was. It was him versus 4 with a Death Prophet just on the low ground with no ultimate. I mean, that was... What was the game plan there?
Relying on Oracle to save him, perhaps.
Okay.
Which is not that far-fetched.
Yeah. I'm not even sure where the Slordar died. Like, we were watching most of that fight and he kind of just died off to the side of the Tinker.
Yeah, he needs to invest in some Moondrops, Raindrops. That is I cannot get that item right.
I thought you said Moondrop earlier. What's with the Moondrop, dude?
Moondrop, Raindrop, Moonshard.
I mean, a Raindrop is an actual thing on planet Earth. A Moondrop is not even a thing. It's just some made-up bullshit.
Okay, you can get away with your fanatics. I'm gonna get away with my Moondrops or Raindrops.
Uh-oh, Yol, he gets hexed up. That Froggy's trying to run away as fast as he can, but TMW comes cruising on in. Boulder away, it's not quite enough damage. And now they might try to take this fight the other way. RMN with a Fortune's End on the van score, but out comes the Shotchlow Chrono. Not much follow-up damage. It does lock him in place. Metpum has a finger, but does he drop it? So kill the Earth Spirit just with the March of the Machine. He drops the finger on the Illidan, and RMN will actually survive compliments of the False Promise. Now BZZ, Exorcism online. Oracle dies in the back line to the Tinker, and Sidoi is just going to make it out.
F5 just like walking into marches.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Oh, now they have the BOT onto the Elder Titan Spirit. This is going to be very difficult. If they don't get this T1 with the Aegis and Exorcism, they're going to be in a really bad spot. Illidan.
Illidan's taking so much damage. Sidoi's about to just solo him down. That's it.
That was without the help of the Tinker.
Things
are
like
looking
F5
really bad.
are making really peculiar decisions.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, even the way Death Prophet used her ult there, they weren't really committed to the fight, and it was super easy for FlipSid to just disengage. The only reason the Lion died is because he fingered the Spectre, who has level 2 dispersion and reflected enough damage to kill him. I guess he figured he was dead anyway, so he wanted to do the damage, but it's not even like F5 had a convincing kill there. It was, you know, Lion choosing to do more damage for the greater good and sacrifice his life, you know? Brutal stuff.
I think they feel very pressured because Tinker is like very scarred right now, and they know if they don't push now, it's only going to get worse because they have to deal with ET and Tinker. And Death Prophet did not build for late game because she built a hood, and Spectre has died 3 times, and he could have just farmed, I think, for Radiance, but they chose to take the fight early, fight without Exorcism that one fight.
Yeah.
Fight with like DP not out in front. She's not really tanking too in this particular situation, but I would actually think that's more of Illidan's like super YOLO going in as opposed to Death Prophet not being in the right place.
I think if BZZ wanted to be the frontliner, he couldn't even keep up with Illidan at this point.
No, he can't.
Illidan's just like haunt, frontline immediately, and dance around the tree.
She doesn't have any move speed. No Yules, no phase,
Yeah.
no drums. It's a struggle. They have to like siege it like very methodically, not just run at you.
That's true. I see some of the drawbacks now with going for this hood build like you're talking about. It's great if the Tinker just keeps bashing his head against the wall and throwing magic damage into you, but once the Tinker sees that and says, oh great, let's just outmaneuver her now. Tinker's got a Blink Dagger already, and they can just kind of play around wherever she is, pick off her friends, and then just disengage. It's kind of what they did in the last fight.
Yeah, it's also... I think the hood's good for high ground, but they're nowhere close to high ground right now.
Yeah. I mean,
they probably eventually want to pipe. I don't disagree with that. I also don't think you want your Death Prophet to build it. I think you want your like actually I don't know, probably Slordar after like Blink and Force maybe. I don't know.
And he is pretty close to the Blink, by the way, about 1,800 gold up, so he's found some time to recover while his teams put some pressure on the other lanes. Spectre 1,900 gold. I think Illidan still goes for Radiance here. Is that the play?
The other play is Diffusal Manta.
Yeah.
And I think they are going to have late game issues at this point. And they lack damage, they lack late game. So I think you go Radiance so you can carry the Aegis and just kind of walk in, because that's kind of the way he's playing right now.
Yeah.
You go for the Manta Diffusal if you want to solo kill Tinker. But I think Tinker is kind of to that point where you have to give up on the solo kill play on Tinker. I think you're going to win the most magic damage by 25. I, for some reason, picked Earth Spirit, which is a huge mistake.
Yeah, I wonder how much he's done. Who did I pick? The Tinker?
Yeah, Tinker's definitely... I didn't think he'd be in a position, in this sort of position.
I was actually really nervous after I selected it and you picked Earth Spirit. I was like, oh man, you're right, Magnetize is going to do so much damage, and then... Yeah.
They didn't kill the Tinker enough. They killed him once with the Exorcism and then the Haunt, and then after that they just like, oh, or just gonna
those early
let
rotations
you
from
farm.
the Earth Spirit really didn't work out too well. He got a couple of kills, but it wasn't that incredible. You know, you were really hyping up that Death Prophet Earth Spirit like they were going to just destroy the Tinker, and
They should have.
he wasn't really able to.
I feel like they should have, especially with Elder Titan being bottom a decent amount.
Well, here we go. Smoke on 4. Slardar with the Blink Dagger. I believe this is the Blink reveal for F5. We'll see what they can do with it.
You do not really want to face this Void. He's like not that big of a kill. You also don't want Vanscourt. He's also not that big of a kill. But beggars can't be choosers.
Void's not even an easy kill either. He could maybe, you know, okay, silenced. I'm just thinking he might have a chance to time walk away. But it's a flawless execution. Vanscourt now on the run, gets hit by the Veil. Fortune's End from downtown. It'll slow him. And this is going to be a 2-for-0. Nice little rotation here from F5. Not the end of the world, but still a couple of kills. Pretty good way to reveal that Blink.
Now they're going for even more late game with the Midas on the Faceless Void. I am not concerned for FlipSide's late game at all. And Spectre really needs to start picking up his farm, just 1,000 gold away from his Relic. They're trying to get a kill on a... Ooh, nice. Nice catch.
Yeah, freebie on the Lion. Spectre even getting credit for that one. 3,200 gold. Getting close. But they didn't defend the tower down bottom. Yol maybe in some trouble mid. Silence comes out. It's going to be trouble the other way. Sidoi joins the party. Destroys the Earth Spirit. Oracle gets credit for the kill on the Tinker, but now Sidoi wants to go in on RMN. Uses the False Promise. Finishes off the tower. And Oracle may well still die. No, he gets healed up. Okay, wow. I thought he took way more damage than that.
Notice how FlipSide's playing around the Oracle, though. They just constantly, like... Or, sorry, playing around the Death Prophet. They just never fight her.
Yeah.
She's doing pretty well, though, in terms of keeping up with the pace of the game, even though everyone's been dodging her.
Yeah.
She's 5-0-3. She has quite a bit of net worth, even though she committed for the Hood. I think she could be, like, probably even with Tinker right now. But not that big a deal. Not dying is also a very good way to accumulate gold.
What do you think about this new trend of going Veil on Death Prophet?
Veil's great.
We've seen some just go like Veil first item.
No, Veil first is good because ever since they changed the Spirit Siphon to magic instead of pure, it's a lot of damage.
You've got enough magic damage between Crypt Swarm and Siphon that it's just...
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess since Spirit Siphon is percentage based, that actually scales ridiculously well if you just increase that by 25%.
On top of that, she is a very low armor hero. And armor is especially good versus Elder Titan, so it makes up for a lot of weaknesses. I think
you're right,
one of the
actually.
best
That
items on
plus
Death Prophet.
6 armor on her is key. That doubles her armor at this level.
Yep.
Which is pretty ridiculous.
That's good stuff.
Okay, all right. I get it now. I'm starting to understand.
It's great.
It seems counterintuitive at first thought, but when you break it down like that, it makes sense.
And then you have an Oracle on your team with Purifying Flames, just destroying people. You have an Earth Spirit on your team. Like, I think even aside from that, like, let's say amplify your own damage by 25%, your magic damage, I still think it would be decent on her. But after you consider, like, the Earth Spirit damage, Oracle damage, it's just a no-brainer.
Here we go. Smoke in the Roche Pit. Sneaky from the Fantastic.Five. Who are they going to bump into? It's Sidoi. Smoke gets broken, but can they catch him? It's nighttime. They don't have much vision. Whew. What a bummer that is.
Sidoi, right place, right time. And Pasha, like, you know, as a slaughter, you just kind of have to go for that. Your smoke pops, you know there's a slug in the game. Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, they thought he might be Shadow Bladed. They did put the sentry down right away, but now Illidan jumps in, goes in on the Vanscourt. Nice crush on 2 from Pasha. Sidoi in the back line doing a lot of damage to RMN. Follow-up should be there. There's the Ghosties from BZZ. They'll kill the Slark first, but it'll cost them their Oracle. Now they get the Void, the Elder Titan. Flip side, dropping like flies is all of a sudden Fantastic.Five break this game wide open. They squared up 13 apiece, and now they're going to head right to the Roche Pit.
And finally, they get a fight where Death Prophet can actually do some damage. And I thought FlipSide had evaded that gank pretty well, but they seem all about that chain bead life.
Yep, I guess so. It was sort of an awkward fight. At first, I thought they were going to make it out, and then they just started dropping like flies.
Yeah, the thing about Tinker is, like, you need vision of them so you can keep spamming them down. They don't have any wards in the area. Slark was just running for his life, and he wasn't able to put out any damage. Because he has to wait for the haunt. If they just haunt and then Slark jumps him, he's just dead. So they have to kind of... I think the Tinker has the right ideas. Like, I don't want to fight in that position because I can't set up for my combo.
Well, now Fantastic.Five right back in it. Illidan's got his Radiance, and of course a shiny new Aegis of the Immortal, so they're pretty much ready to fight as soon as that Haunt comes back up. Oracle has the Aether Lens now, so he can sit back. That's actually a pretty big pickup on him.
When have we seen the last Chronosphere?
I think it was up top, somewhere in here.
Dude, they have not chronoed in like ages.
It's been a while. Probably like half the game duration or something. He was playing that more active style, and it's like as soon as he bought the Midas, it's just been, alright guys, so we're going late game? Sweet, I'm gonna farm.
Yeah, he hasn't really been able to use it that much, but it's more so like their general playstyle. Like, if they want to farm, they should just lose like 1 or 2 heroes per smoke. And
It's like they haven't even been trying to use the chrono.
which is fine. But they're just losing too many heroes in the team fight. Like the top fight, they lost 2 heroes. Vanscore did not need to be a part of that. I feel very comfortable in FlipSid's late game because they do have the Tinker and they're facing against a Death Prop in the mid lane. So that's really not the issue. I agree with their choice to take it farming and take it late, but they got to minimize their casualties so that Spectre doesn't get out of control.
All things equal, late game, Spectre, I know Spectre's good against Tinker for the catch mostly, but if they're both pretty maxed out, is it just, I guess it comes down to initiation with a Tinker. Because if he catches you, it's just perma-hex with Dagon, and if you get caught, then it's kind of the other way around, right?
It can kind of go a lot of different ways. You can get Silver Edge on Slog to break the dispersion. I think more so it's like F5 have to push into FlipSid because you don't really want to take it super late with a Death Prophet. Although with this Prophet, you're probably not too worried because she's well on her way to getting all those items, Pipe, Octarine, whatnot. And here they go. Cooldowns are up. Spectre has Radiance and Aegis.
Tame my wild. He gets caught in the tree line. They just barely bring him down. Earth Splitter not going to be enough from the Elder Titan. They'll only get 1 kill, but it's the high prize target. A little bit of damage now coming into that tier 1 tower as they go back. Sadoy caught by the Slitherine Crush. He'll use the ultimate. Pasha takes some damage. The Aegis actually has been used by Illidan. Wow. Are they going to get Sadoy here?
I'll take that.
Doesn't look like it. They're just going to give it up. All right. Sadoy gets away with it. Oh, Chrono. Catches the Slardar. This is another weird fight, completely spread out. Metpump's going to get left behind now. Fortune's End connects. Illidan just going to slowly burn him down. That Radiance from the Stinky Lady. It hurts. Oh, that's unfortunate. He got knocked in the trees. Now he blinks away. Do you see that? His dagger ended when he was in the trees.
Easy.
Wow, that's actually really unfortunate. That would have been a kill on the line for sure. Alright, Metpalm gets a small stroke of luck there. I feel like these fights are just super spread out.
Yep.
It's like every single one, there's always somebody kind of in the periphery on the back line that ends up getting picked off.
This room is hot, super hot.
Yeah, it sure is. We've even got an air conditioner. The Honeywell's not doing it, man. You have to complain to LD, tell him to crank up the juice.
So with no save from the Death Prophet, or no save on the Tinker, their Fantastic.Five, I think, are gonna try and keep going for that. Kill Tinker, kill Tinker, kill Tinker. If you're really quick on Tinker, you can blink as soon as the haunt hits. That's not that easy. Yeah.
So like you hear the sound, you see the Spectre, and while she's like queuing up that first auto attack, you have a small window to blink.
Yeah, but you have to do it before the Radiance tick and before the first hit from
Dude,
Spectre.
that's like
it's
like miracle level reactions.
It's not that unreasonable if you expect it to come. Like on the left side, you don't see any heroes on the map. You're just chilling in the trees. It's not easy at all. I mean, don't get me wrong, but and the Spectre illusion will keep following you, so they can kind of still pinpoint where you are. But it's possible.
How long does it take for the Radiance tick to happen? Is it a second or half?
I think
a
it's
second?
every second.
Every second. So you have a full second before Radiance kicks in. I think it's an auto attack.
No, that's best case scenario. You have a full second.
Oh, I see.
It happens like 1 second. So if you do it like right before it's about to tick.
Oh, I thought the illusions had their own instance of it.
I don't actually know.
That's a very minute mechanic. I don't know how you test that one. Oh, Tame My Wild. Speaking of mechanics, the Tinker, he's gonna fall apart.
Don't even need a haunt, and now they have the pipe ready.
This is actually a pretty scary siege here.
Yeah, I think they might have to buy back with the Tinker.
Oh, they're gonna go back to defend up top. They might catch Sadoy. They're gonna use the haunt for this. Sadoy getting low, boulder across. He'll get off the ult. They do stun him. Nicely done. Yol secures the kill. And Metpum will TP home.
Dude, they're getting the best kills on Fantastic.Five.
BZZ used his ult down bottom. I'm a little bit surprised, actually. I mean, killing the Slark there, I guess, makes it worth it, but could they have just gone high ground and forced the buyback? Would that have been better?
It depends on how comfortable they are taking it late.
Yeah, Yeah, not getting too much out of this exorcism, unfortunately.
I
for
think
BZ.
killing the Slark is actually more important. Because killing the Slark is guaranteed. You might not be able to force the Tinker's buyback. Or let's say you get stomped, and then he buys back, and then they chrono, and then you get 4-man wiped.
Yeah, that's true.
That would also be pretty bad.
Yeah, FlipSid have a pretty difficult team to push into. If
Yeah.
even like 3 of them are alive, there's somebody that can set up for disaster.
The true test is high ground.
Yeah. Sure is. Slardar, he's got his mobility tools now. 4 staff complete. BKB on the way. Ogre Club already picked up. And this Iron Talon really paid some dividends for this fish, man.
He's a core player, man.
He actually recovered really well. He was off to a really slow start.
They
this
won a
game.
lot of team fights.
Yeah, that's true.
And gotta take it easy a little bit. No haunt, no exorcism. F5 not really interested in fighting FlipSid. They know that they're not up. Sadoy having a lot of trouble escaping these fights.
Yeah.
Mainly due to good Earth Spirit play. And just chasing him down, rolling onto him, stunning him during his Shadow Dance.
I wonder what build Void moves into here. Probably a Manta to go with this Yasha. Is it just like Manta Diffusal? I'm surprised he hasn't picked up a Blink Dagger yet, honestly.
People don't necessarily like Blink Dagger versus the Spectre.
Okay, I can understand that.
Especially if you're like an Earthshaker or something like that, it's just very, very difficult to get your initiation off.
Yeah.
Not that I don't think you should. I'm just saying that tends to be some line of thinking.
Okay.
I'd be totally down with the Blink Dagger because I think they need to get the jump on them before the haunt hits. And I think
Yeah.
if you're waiting for the haunt, then your Tinker's already dead.
Yeah, exactly. I think playing with the mindset of like I'm never going to be able to get it off, so it's not worth it. Might like there's always an opportunity to catch somebody. That's why you get the Blink Dagger, so you can come out of fog and catch him.
Yeah, and they can kill people with the Tinker. Like you can always have +1 with you, especially if he gets BOTs too, which he hasn't committed for yet.
And it also assumes that you're only ever going to use Chrono when Haunt is available. I mean, we've seen a couple times. I mean, you know, you never know. S5 could or F5 could use a Chrono or Jesus, use a Haunt. Don't find anything, and then all of a sudden you're ready to ride. Metpum caught out here in his own jungle. Should be a pretty easy kill. I'm gonna hand that one over to the Oracle.
He's tired of giving him away the free Roshans, trying to get that ward onto the Rosh, but he actually will keep that ward up. RMN with 2 missed sentries. And let's see, Roshan in 40, so line will be up for this one.
It's a short Roche respawn. Might favor the Dire. We saw how fast they can kill Roche earlier.
Oh, it always favors Dire.
That has not changed at all. Well, yeah, particularly when Dire has a Slardar.
It's more so, can this FlipSid have time to contest it? Can they set up in the area? And I don't know. It looks pretty dicey at this point.
Sasha just jumped on here in the mid lane. Oracle actually does get off the false promise. That does reset things. Now we'll start to heal him up. Shotchlow on his way in. Drops the Chrono. Okay.
Illidan was on the back line chasing down Tinker. He gets stomped out.
Illidan. Oh my god. I tunnel vision on that Chrono. What's he doing? Why did he do that?
I also don't know why he didn't just Manta on TMW. I didn't see that in the backline, but that was a good call by FlipSid to just peace out.
He did kind of a lot of damage by himself. Now Sadoy's going to get left behind. They will find the kill on Slark. But all of a sudden, this fight not looking quite so bad. But F5 need to get out of here. This Tinker's going to follow up. He's got a lot of damage. Slardar comes in with a stun, stops the rearm. Now the ult from BZZ. They might be able to bring down Tame My Wild here. There's no Chrono. Shotchlow comes cruising on in. Gets a bash, and now he's out of mana. He may well die here as well. He's not going to have a time walk. No, he's going to have enough mana in a few seconds, and he's just going to take it out. Okay. That was such a weird sequence. I feel like I'm missing something. Like, Illidan just ran in by himself against the team and died.
That's what's been happening all game.
And then Slark got kind of cocky and just ran out into the enemy team, who continued to pursue after their carry had already died.
FlipSid felt Slark felt comfortable moving out there because the Spectre had died and it's nighttime. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, you can look for +1 because the Tinker can catch. I don't actually know if FlipSid know that the Faceless Void Chronosphere was used. They might not have communicated it because they were all busy dealing with the Spectre in the background.
Okay, they were all in like panic retreat mode when he dropped it. Yeah, that's true.
And then the Faceless Void, like the Slark might think the Faceless Void still has this thing. This is all purely theoretical, but I can definitely see that happening.
Yeah, well that part's kind of weird, but I was thinking it's also weird that F5 just kind of lingered around.
What?
Like,
They have Exorcism.
Yeah, that's true.
You can almost always fight with Exorcism up.
Okay, yeah.
They didn't have false promise, but she's still super tanky. She's not in danger. She hasn't been even close to dying in any of these fights. So they still should feel pretty comfortable taking team fights, even despite Spectre feeding over and over.
I guess Spectre did still have a haunt, so he could have, like, theoretically bought back and haunted or something if a crazy fight broke out.
What was he doing? I don't think he... I think he used haunt that, but...
Oh, did it just
what
come
is
up? It's
he
been long
doing?
enough. Yeah, he must have used haunt. I don't know, dude. Weird. All right, here we go. Spectre comes in again. Chronosphere from Shotchlo connects on 3, but where's the follow-up? Vanscore just dies on the backside to the Spectre. It's a pretty nice ult from the Elder Titan, but again, there's just no damage. FlipSid in way too deep. They've lost 2, soon to be 3, as Sadoy gets finished off. Another peculiar fight, but this time it comes from FlipSid.
They're going in pretty deep there. Spectre just cleaned everyone up though. He used Haunt at like the perfect time there, because they cut out the Elder Titan. He killed the Elder Titan, so he couldn't. They didn't have natural order for that fight. The Tinker is like, oh shit, Spectre is on me. I'm gonna bounce, and then everyone else is like, where are you guys?
Hello? Anybody home? Yeah, where was Tinker that fight? I didn't really seem like he was doing too much
He's
damage.
always scared because of the Haunt. Spectre can solo kill him easily. He has Mantle at this point.
I mean, this game is a perfect example of why Spectre is a good counter pick against Tinker. Even if you're not killing the Tinker in those isolated situations, it still forces him to play a much more defensive style than he otherwise would.
And he is not scared about taking it super late for a Spectre, because like you cannot deal with the dispersion as a Tinker. Like dispersion is very, very strong. You get like heart and he'll do so much damage to the rest of the team.
At least they have a Silver Edge carrier though, so there is a potential solution to dispersion.
Yeah, but
Band-Aid really.
Another problem is they have to deal with the Aegis. So you have 2 Spectre live just dispersing constantly. He can suicide at the Tinker at this point, and he probably should. Well, not the way that Illidan's been suiciding, but
yeah, in a fight, train on the Tinker and force him to put damage into you.
Mm-hmm.
Now DP working on Octarine Core, Soul Booster up, some of that yummy cheese sitting in the inventory. And Spectre now has the Diffusal Blade. 8 charges up there.
It's getting pretty scary because the Tinker has not been able to control a lot of these fights.
F5 is really starting to pull ahead. Net worth and XP. Yol hanging out on the plateau. The human ward. Uh-oh. Spectre ult. Where are they going? It's up top. There's the
he
Haunt.
blinked out before the Haunt.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Metpum, not going to be so lucky. Radiance burn. It hurts. Lion has a pretty epic death sound. I'm not going to lie.
Well played, Tinker. Now F5 are getting... Oh, what a nice Manta dodge. Damn, Shotchlo.
Baller. Alright, so I see what you mean. If you're in a situation like that, a lot of heroes missing off the map, if your finger is on the trigger, you can actually blink back in time. It's not
No, it's not impossible.
impossibly hard, but you have to be
You kind of have to be
anticipating.
expecting. Yeah.
Okay. It's a good little tidbit. I didn't know that mechanic existed.
Yeah, it will limit Spectre's uptime a lot because of that. Like his illusions are fast, but not that fast.
Yeah. Sadoy trying to farm an enemy territory, able to make it away. Shotchlo and Illidan trading blows up top.
You have to instill the fear in the Tinker. You can't let him keep pushing out all the lanes and never get to their base and just get super farmed.
Tinker's one of those heroes you have to play a mind game against. You got to demoralize him. You can't let him get cocky.
Yep.
Like
exactly. He'll just bully the crap out of you. And they should, I think, be getting a lot more kills, like Faceless Void, Chrono into Tinker TP, or Slark finding one, and then Tinker TP, but they haven't really been able to get to that point. But if you let down the pressure from Fantastic.Five and just keep farming your jungle, not using Haunt when it's up, then they will get that space that they need.
Well, don't tell Tame My Wild I said so, but I am digging on this Tinker set. I like the way that helmet looks. Battle torn.
Why can't we tell him?
Oh, you don't want him to get cocky. You can't let those Tinker players get a full head.
Ah, please, it's just cosmetics.
Hey, man, every little bit counts.
It does not translate into Dota skills.
This is the international, baby. You look good, feel good, right? Isn't that the saying?
That's in real life, bro.
Hey, man.
I think in Dota you can look as ugly as possible to distract your enemies.
That's a fair point. Uh-oh, smoke rotation on the back line. Yol walks right into it. Metpum, he's the one that blinks out. Now Spectre drops the Haunt. And Will Reality... Looks like he went in onto Shotchlo. Metpum almost TP's out. Oracle gets credit for the kill. Thank you, Panda TV. He does indeed have a Netherlands. well done, RMN. All right, well, that's a nice pick off there. Haunt on cooldown.
They almost got Satchel. I think the Earth Spirit missed a stun on him because he TP'd out right as the Spectre haunted in, and then he missed a boulder. And then
okay.
They didn't have enough damage. He was really close to dying.
Whoa, Pasha, he just walks up on him. He's got a BKB. Say goodnight to Vanscore. He gets stunned up and brought down. Chrono comes out a bit too late to save his friend. Shotchlo forced to just turn tail and run. A very defensive Chrono that ultimately doesn't do a hell of a lot. And that should be green light here for F5 to just go right towards the high ground. They've got Cheese, Aegis, and an Exorcism. Haunt coming up in 60. Should at least be a tier 2 tower, if not more.
Yeah, Shashlo has not been having a great game. It's one of those games like, I haven't been casting Chrono, I might as well use it. Oh, wait. Even if he casted it onto Elder Titan, he still would have died.
Yeah.
And he's got a BKB hero. So now this is where Tinker comes in.
Yeah, with 30 seconds left on the Aegis here. Illidan needs to be a little cautious about his positioning. He then needs to heal up or go in deep and finish this thing off. No Glyph, no Chrono. This is a pretty safe push.
Do you see Shashlo?
What did he do?
He just blinked into the middle of them and then just time walked out just to try and stall them a little bit until Elder Titan was up.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny.
Oh, it did something, I guess. Tier
No,
3 tower.
they didn't flinch. They did not flinch. They saw him, they're just like, I don't even care.
Trying to look at the positives here, man. Shotchlo's
No,
having
it
a
was
tough
cool.
game.
It was good on both sides.
All right, that's good.
They
He tried to bait him and they didn't move. Yeah.
Yep.
Fair
They
enough.
didn't have Chrono, so they're just like, I don't even care. Eyes on the prize. I just like how they didn't even flinch at all.
Yeah.
That was great.
To be a fly on the wall, hear what they were saying. Don't look at the void.
They didn't even say
He
anything.
doesn't matter.
It was too fast. There's no way you could say anything. That's just all natural instinct. to
It was
just kill the
probably
tower.
just giggling. That was it. Just a massive. Oh, look at that void.
What
He's
is-
trying.
yeah.
He's trying.
That's what I think more it was like.
Oh boy, 15 to 25. It is Fantastic.Five all day, baby. Almost up to that 10k net worth lead and somewhere around 14k experience.
I'm regretting my first Rex prediction now.
Yep. Who did you say there? I had FlipSid.
We both had FlipSid.
Oh, jeez.
What? Tinker has less magic and pure damage than Illidan? How's that possible? Did you pick Spectre?
I picked.
Oh, you picked Tinker. Okay.
For 3. Yeah.
Well,
Dire's top
I'm
tower
oh,
is
he
under
didn't go for Ags.
Well, that explains it.
It's just a little bit more damage from him.
Yeah.
It's really good at stalling pushes.
It seems underwhelming on paper, but it's so annoying to play against. The rockets add up like crazy, especially at least at this point where you're defending high ground and he has unlimited mana because the well's right there.
Yeah. Also, you have to consider the laser onto illusions is really
The
annoying.
refraction, yeah.
Because you don't want to get MKB on Spectre, but like if you Manta and then he lasers all 3 of you, you lose so much damage.
Yeah.
Now he has Scythe. I
Oh.
don't know if Scythe's the play here, actually.
Why not? Isn't Scythe always good?
No, not when you have a Lion and a Void. I don't think the problem is lockdown. I think the problem is damage. They don't have enough damage right now. It's not like Slark can get in there.
I think this should have just been a Dagon.
I still think a Scepter would have been better. But
Okay.
it's better for pickoffs, but...
See, look at this. They're trying to bait it out. They're like, all right, Tinker, look juicy.
Oh, okay, I can see why maybe he gets it for...
Oh, he's height. Oh god, BCZ's hasted up. Of all the times to go for a play like that, Yule misses the boulder, but they've got a Yules. Don't worry, that pump's still gonna die.
I think it might be for the illusion. Like he can immediately hex the haunt illusion because he does have fast fingers. Illidan's so deep.
Well, he just killed one, but now Shotchlo drops the Chrono. Here comes the Hex into play. Oracle nearby, be able to cleanse him up, but Tame My Wild drops a Hex on him. Who's gonna win this duel here? This Tinker's getting really low. It's Illidan. He's gone full man mode. This time it's worked out. He's killed 2 in the base. Now they're just gonna go right for high ground. You know, up until now, Illidan's plays have been a little YOLO. That YOLO play actually worked out. He's got a heart now, and they don't have the damage. You're right. That was impressive.
They do not have the damage. Tinker does not want to buy it back, but they're gonna
He doesn't have
forfeit
it.
a set of Rex.
He doesn't have
does
enough
not
gold.
have it. Wow.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Alright, first barracks, go to F5. BZZ taking some damage, about half duration left on the Exorcism, no glyph for the Radiant. This should just be another lane of barracks, easy peasy. Fantastic.Five in great shape now, no Chronosphere for another 45. Tinker coming up, but they're going to lose the ranged barracks it looks like. Maybe, maybe not.
Not
Alright,
yet.
good damage on the structures though. Still a great push for Fantastic.Five.
Things are looking grimmer and grimmer with one Aegis left. Spectre can go even more YOLO.
Oh, Roche is almost up too. 20 seconds.
I think they can end the game with this push because Tinker, his bloodstone charges are so low that he's forced to buy back if he dies in a big team fight.
Yeah. No, this Tinker just lost so much momentum. It was really a topsy-turvy game for Tame My Wild. At the beginning, it seemed like he was falling out of control, and then the mid-game has kind of shut him down, and now he's... I mean, his farm is okay, but it just doesn't really seem to matter.
Flip side, their team fight, I think, is superior on paper, but Illidan's been doing a good job of just being super disruptive. Like, he's so crazy that no one knows what's going to happen in a team fight.
I was just thinking that. He's like completely unpredictable. We're like, listen, he might dive us to the well. I don't know if it makes sense, but he could do it. So,
yeah.
Let's just not fight. That's kind of seems to...
This is like the least predictable Spectre that I've seen. The only thing I've been able to like see him do is the haunt at 6. Ever since then, it's like, what's happening? And I'm sure Flipside probably feel the same way.
I mean, it's pretty good, though. We were talking about how Spectre isn't really a haunt-to-trot carry right now. A lot of teams aren't playing her, so, you know, adding that unpredictability to the playstyle, it's working. Slardar. Smoke into the pit. This time, Flipside are nearby, though. Smoke's going to break and head up to the high ground. Shotchlo with a chrono on 3. Sets up for the Earth Splitter. It's going to come in and connect on at least... Oh, it hits all of them. They destroy the Slardar, they get Yol immediately, but now Illidan joins the party. Lion dives on the backside, the Elder Titan just falls over. Now Tinker comes in, but they've got a pipe. Tinker put inside of the Yules, he's going to commit suicide. Alright. And now the remaining 2 on flip side, just on the run. Shotchlo, time walk up in 2, but there's the silence. Shotchlo still in some trouble. Nope, able to blink out after he mantas it off. So a 2 for 3.
Not
3 for 3, a buyback from the Earth Spirit, okay. But that was like the dream setup for Flipside. Yep. 3 hero chrono, Earth Splitter on 3. Doesn't get too much better than that. And they were still able to have a break even at the end. I think that speaks to how far ahead Fantastic.Five are.
Not committing to Roche at all.
Interesting.
They still have a big problem taking down Spectre. Spectre is free to just run in. Even if he gets a half, they just do not have that sustained amount of burst. Sadoy has to back off because of Spirit Siphons and Exorcism. Tinker, he blinked back in. I was watching Tinker most of the time, and he like destroyed the Spectre illusion, and then he blinked back in to get a laser onto a Death Prophet, and then he got Yules, and then he died.
Not worth.
That is definitely not worth.
Yeah, laser on Spectre, or on DP, not going to do a hell of a lot. Speaking of Spectre, though, that's going to be an Abyssal Blade before too long. Vanguard plus Basher. Yummy, yummy.
Oh, they have used scan. They see them at the Ancients. They do not have their big team fight ultimates up.
RMN caught first. He's going to be the first casualty of war. Pasha comes in with the BKB on. Yol taking heavy damage too. He's going to get force snapped into the Roche pit. Shotchlo holding onto the chrono for now. Yol just barely lives as he makes it up. The Elder Titan is going to get picked up on the backside. Illidan going in hard. Another chaotic, scattered fight here as BZZ pops his BKB and Exorcism, and now Flipside feeling the hurt. Boyd still can't get his chrono off. He's got it, he drops it, but it does almost nothing. The Slark still goes down. I guess it does help set up the kill onto the Earth Spirit, but now Metpum trying to TP home, not going to make it. Illidan secures his godlike streak, and after all that, it's a 2 for 4, and it is F5 that come out big.
And again, Tinker just dies in a horrid position. He was 4-1 to start off. Now he's 5-8.
Yeah.
They are doing a really good job of isolating and killing him every single time. They try to kite Illidan. Lion drained almost all of her mana, but too much damage coming out from F5.
It was another one of these just really awkward spread out fights. I mean, for Flipside, it's obvious that they find success if they can catch somebody with a chrono, and in fights like that where the chrono comes out kind of discombobulated and late, their team fights struggle a lot more. But how did they initiate that so poorly? I mean, you're in the Roche pit, you're in this tight area. That should be a spot where Flipside shine, right? That's like where Earth Splitter,
No, they weren't.
Tinker...
They weren't actually in there yet. They were running down from the top side, and then they didn't have vision onto the high ground. Slark got that one kill, and
the
then
lack of vision is what really did it, I think.
Yeah, and I don't think they had chrono up at the start of the fight.
Yeah, well, those are all problems. Now they're going to go right in onto the barracks here. There is a clip for the Radiant squad. Metpum comes in with a Hex onto BZZ. Just to be a little careful here, but there's the Haunt from Spectre. Tame My Wild just gets obliterated. No buyback on the Tinker. Now Vanscore locked in place, bashed up by the Slardar. One more, not quite going to find it. The Void dies on the other side, though. He'll buy back straight away. No Chronosphere available. Still down for 1 second. He's going to have it now, but BZZ has his ult on for another few seconds. I don't know what this Chrono is going to do. It looks like Shacho is just going to have to back out. Now Sadoy going in. He's already used his Shadow Dance. He'll fall. Structure's getting killed in the periphery as Lion just gets brought down by a Trident from the Slardar. Bottom lane of barracks have been secured. The mid lane gets cleaned up. And it's looking rocky here for FlipSid. There is still a tier 2 in the top lane, so they won't get megaed off this push. But 2 deaths and a buyback. Definitely not what they were looking for. Oh, 3 deaths and a buyback, rather. Now, oh god, what a beautiful setup. Magnetize doing so much to the Void and Slark. The dieback now on the Void. Slark does have a buyback, but GG is called, and not a moment too soon. FlipSid out of resources, out of options, and they are forced to tap out as the Fantastic.Five take another win.
That was excellent play by Illidan. Crazy, but excellent. We couldn't really see the excellence unfold until maybe like 30 minutes in.
You're right, it didn't make sense at the beginning, but they seemed pretty confused. At the very least, he intimidated them. I think that part is for sure.
That was some super YOLO stuff by him, and Tinker just did not handle the Spectre pressure well at all.
Yeah.